Have you ever felt like life is passing you by? Like the days blur into one another, each one a faint echo of the last? Have you ever caught yourself wondering, is this it? Is this all there is? If you've ever longed to rediscover that spark, that sense of aliveness you once felt, then this is for you. Meet Elena, a woman who thought her best days were behind her, until she uncovered a truth that changed everything. In this video, we'll reveal the quiet, powerful steps Elena took to reclaim her joy, reshape her life, and inspire those around her to do the same. Through her journey, you'll discover how tiny habits can ignite massive transformation, how to break free from the beliefs holding you back, and why it's never too late to rewrite your story. Stick with us until the end, because Elena's story isn't just inspiring, it's a roadmap for your own renewal. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell to stay connected. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a 1 in the comments if this resonates, or a 0 if it doesn't. Your feedback shapes what we create next. Now, let's dive into Elena's story. Elena's life was predictable, safe, but empty. A single mother in her late 50s, she'd spent years pouring her energy into raising her kids, working long hours, and keeping the wheels of life turning. But now, her kids were grown, her job felt like a treadmill, and her days, they just felt the same. Mornings began with a rushed cup of tea, sipped while scrolling her phone. Evenings? Collapsing onto the couch, the TV's hum drowning out the silence in her apartment. She wasn't unhappy, exactly. But she wasn't thriving either. Deep down, Elena felt it, a gnawing sense that something was missing. She'd look in the mirror and see a woman she barely recognized. Where was the Elena who used to dance in her kitchen, who dreamed of writing poetry, traveling to new places, or simply laughing with abandon? That version of her felt like a distant memory, buried under years of routine and responsibility. She told herself this was just life, that growing older meant slowing down, fading into the background. But a quiet voice inside her whispered, "Is this really all there is?" Elena's days before her transformation were a cycle of sameness. The same lukewarm tea, the same endless emails at work, the same tired routine of dinner, TV, bed. She'd stopped noticing the world around her, the way the morning light filtered through her window, the chatter of neighbors outside. Life felt gray. She wasn't depressed, but she was stuck. And the worst part? She'd convinced herself this was normal. That this was just what happens when you hit a certain age. She thought about calling old friends but told herself they were too busy. She considered trying something new, maybe a painting class or a weekend trip, but the effort felt overwhelming. What's the point? She'd think. Her body ached more than it used to. Her energy wasn't what it once was. And the mirror? It seemed to confirm her fears. She was getting older, and maybe her chance for more had passed. But deep inside, that quiet voice kept stirring. A flicker of the woman she used to be, the woman who believed in possibilities. Then, something shifted. It wasn't a grand moment. No lightning bolt of inspiration. Just a small, unexpected encounter that cracked open the door to change. On a rare evening walk, more to clear her head than anything else, Elena noticed an older man in the park. His name was Victor. He wasn't just walking, he was moving with purpose. A sketchbook in hand, he'd paused to draw the trees, the sunset, the people passing by. There was a light in his eyes, a quiet joy that seemed to radiate from him. As Elena passed, Victor looked up and smiled. "You know," he said, his voice warm, "the world's too beautiful to stop noticing it. Don't let it pass you by." His words hit her like a gentle wave. They lingered as she walked home, echoing in her mind. Could it really be that simple? Could she still notice the world? Could she still change? At first, she brushed it off. She was too old for new beginnings. Wasn't she? But Victor's energy, his undeniable aliveness, planted a seed. That night, Elena couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about Victor's words. about the way he seemed to savor every moment. She realized something. She'd been waiting for permission, waiting for the right time, waiting for life to hand her a reason to feel alive again. But what if the change had to start with her? The next morning, she made a decision. A small one, barely noticeable. Instead of her usual tea, she brewed a cup of herbal infusion she'd bought years ago but never tried. It felt silly, but the warmth of the new flavor, it woke something in her. Encouraged, she made another small change. She set her phone aside during breakfast and opened a notebook. She wrote one sentence: "Today, I choose to try." It wasn't poetry, but it was a start. Then came the walks. Short at first, just around her block. But with each step, she noticed things she'd ignored for years: the scent of blooming jasmine, the rhythm of her own breath. These tiny shifts felt like rebellion against the monotony that had held her captive. Victor's words became her anchor. She saw him again in the park, sketching as always. This time, she stopped to talk. He shared how he'd started drawing after losing his wife, how it gave him a reason to keep going. "It's not about being perfect," he said. "It's about showing up for yourself." Inspired, Elena signed up for a local art class. She was nervous. Her hands shook as she held the paintbrush, but with each stroke, she felt a piece of herself return. The woman who used to dream. The woman who believed in more. Transformation isn't a straight line. Doubt crept in, as it always does. Am I too old for this? Elena wondered. What if I fail? What if it's too late? One evening, as she and Victor sat on a park bench, watching the sky turn pink, she confessed her fears. "I'm scared I've waited too long," she said, her voice soft. Victor leaned back, his eyes steady. "Too late doesn't exist," he said. "As long as you're breathing, you're writing your story. Every choice, every step, it's a new page." Those words carried her forward. Elena kept going. She didn't wake up one day as a new person. There was no magic moment. But the small choices added up. She started sleeping better. Her energy returned. She laughed more, moved more, felt more. Her apartment, once a place of routine, became a canvas for her rediscovery. She hung her paintings on the walls. She played music while cooking. She even invited a neighbor over for coffee, a small act that felt monumental after years of isolation. What Elena didn't expect was the ripple effect. Her transformation wasn't just hers, it touched everyone around her. Her daughter, who'd worried about her mom's quiet life, noticed the change. "You seem lighter," she said, smiling. They started taking walks together, sharing stories they hadn't in years. At work, Elena's renewed energy shifted the mood. Colleagues who'd barely spoken to her began seeking her out, drawn to her quiet confidence. Even strangers in the art class commented on her warmth, her curiosity. Elena realized something profound. When you change, you give others permission to change too. Her small steps, her choice to try, to notice, to show up, created a wave. Her neighbor, inspired by their coffee chats, started gardening again. A coworker signed up for a dance class after hearing Elena talk about her art. Victor, who'd sparked her journey, admitted she'd inspired him to share his sketches online, connecting with others across the world. Elena's transformation wasn't just personal. It was contagious. For years, Elena had believed growing older meant fading away, that her best days were behind her. But now, she saw the truth. Age wasn't a barrier, it was a canvas. Every choice she made, no matter how small, was a brushstroke in the masterpiece of her life. She wasn't just reclaiming her joy, she was showing others they could do the same. Her story became a mirror, reflecting possibility for anyone who felt stuck, anyone who thought it was too late. Elena's journey is yours too. You don't need a dramatic overhaul. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. Transformation starts with one small choice. Maybe it's swapping your morning coffee for a walk. Maybe it's writing a single sentence in a journal. Maybe it's smiling at a stranger or signing up for that class you've been curious about. What matters is that you start. Because the truth is, transformation isn't about luck or timing, it's about action. One choice leads to another. One step becomes a path. And before you know it, you're living a life that feels alive again. So, what's one small step you're ready to take today? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And if this resonated, give this video a thumbs up to share the inspiration. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll uncover the one habit that keeps women over 50 feeling vibrant and full of purpose. You won't want to miss it. Before we go, let's pause for a moment. Think about Elena. Think about Victor. Think about the quiet power of a single choice. You're not stuck. You're not too old. And it's never too late to rewrite your story. The pen is in your hand. What will you write next? If you're still here, thank you. Your time, your attention, it means the world. If Elena's story sparked something in you, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Let's spread the message that change is possible, no matter where you are in life. And don't forget, subscribe, comment, and let me know what small step you're taking today. Until next time, keep choosing, keep moving, keep rewriting your story.